All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video, another NBA Summer League video, or the first NBA Summer League video. NBA Summer League kicked off earlier this week, and I just want to hop in here, talk about a quick couple things, a couple players that stood out to me in the games that have been played so far. I'm looking at the standings right now, and only only like half of the NBA is played. So this literally just started NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we've only had 7 games. Yeah, and the winners so far: the San Antonio Spurs, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, the Sacramento Kings, the Dallas Mavericks, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Indiana Pacers. So we're going to talk about not so much the games, just some players that stuck out to me. I did catch a few of these games. I caught some of the highlights of other ones. Some of these are going to be pretty obvious ones I want to talk about. Obviously, the game in front of you, the players in front of you. Bronny James versus Cooper Flag is on the docket, but we'll talk about that a little bit. Um, and yeah, the first game I want to talk about, or the first player I want to talk about, is Derek Queen, who's on the New Orleans Pelicans, who people around New Orleans are very excited about. There are some other people I've seen that are very tentative about him, that aren't really sold on him quite yet. And yeah, they did lose this game to the Minnesota Timberwolves Summer League team, 98, pardon me, to 91. Some guys that also stuck out, their other draft pick, Jeremiah Fears, number zero, zero Fears, 14 points, 1 of 4 from three, 4 of 12. Saw some okay things from him. Yves Messi, obviously, returning for a second year of Summer League, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals. Really good stuff from him. Looking very primed and ready for his second year. And then their most coveted pick by the front office, Derek Queen, 13 points, 3 assists, 10 rebounds, 5 of 9 from 3 in 27 minutes, made 1 3. 5 of 9 from field goal, 1 of 1 from 3. Did have 7 turnovers. I'm going to ignore the turnovers for a lot of these games because these are just guys playing with each other who have never played with each other. Maybe they have like 1 or 2 practices under their belt. I'm not expecting crisp passing. Unless you're known as a passer, I'm not expecting the crispest of passes. From what I saw, he looked really confident. He looked really good. He did look. This sounds so bad, but he looked big and not in a good way. He looked like out of shape, which is fine, but throughout the course of an 82 game season isn't fine. That's something he's definitely gonna have to work on. I think he can use it to his advantage, but at the same time, it might be something to keep an eye on because you already have another guy in New Orleans who's not always in the best of shape, who has already had problems and it continues to have problems, Zion. And people are like, "Oh, Derek Queen and Zion in the front court, it's gonna be dangerous." It's like, and I think about, I'm like, how many games are they actually gonna play together, and how much of their game is gonna overlap? Because from what I saw, Derek can play a bit differently, can not be in Zion's way as much, but there's going to be time where they're occupying each other's spaces, and it's going to be very weird. I don't think Derek Queen is going to start this season, but you never know. Let me see. Let me see here. Derek Queen, nickname Baby Joker. Okay. Yeah, he's 20 years old. Yeah, so he already has some experience, and I'm trying to see. I was trying to find the rosters to see who he would play in front of. Who's playing in front of him? Pardon me. Um, got Misi. Um, Misi. Jeez. He might. Uh, he might start. Now that I'm looking at it, he might have a chance to start. Um, I was trying to find also. He might get some looks at starting because they do have him listed as a center at, what is he, 6'10". I don't know if he played the center all the time for them. That'd be a very small front court, but it'd be very interesting to see if he starts because his game is very it's dynamic enough to where if you really want to run, if you really want to push the pace, because you did acquire Jordan Poole, you did acquire some other guys, and DeJounte Murray will be back. And this team is trending younger, even though they should be competing. They are trending younger. I don't know. You might you well. You could also see this. You could see Derek Queen and Yves Messi out here. Yves Messi out here at the 5 and the 4. That'd be interesting too. Huh. Just talking it through, I think Derek Queen has a lot of potential to play in either spot, the 4 or the 5. I would lean more to trying to get him more acquainted with Zion early on, but in any situation, if Messi misses any time, if Zion misses time again next season, Derek's gonna have a chance to prove himself, and I like that a lot for the New Orleans Pelicans. I like that a lot. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this next game. A quick pit stop here to the Oklahoma City Brooklyn Nets game. The Oklahoma City got the win, 90 to Brooklyn Nets 81. Pretty standard stuff. This Oklahoma City Thunder team consists of Nikola Topic, who is back from injury, looking good, 18 points. AJ Mitchell, 20 points, looking good. And the guy I want to talk about here, who literally I just saw a clip and I was like, oh my God, this guy looks really good. And then I come to look at the stats. Um, it's Danny Wolf. They're one of their draft picks, 4 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, 0 of 3 from 3. Did not make a shot. Hit all his free throws though. 4 turnovers. Um, the clip I saw, this guy's 7 foot by the way, and he was moving crazy. He was gliding up the floor. Like I'm not even talking like dribbling. He was gliding. He was just whoop, whoop behind the back, between the legs. He was doing all this, and it made it look like he was the second coming of like I don't know, or the first coming of like a center who actually moves that fluidly. Cause like he wasn't moving like Joel Embiid. He wasn't moving like Jokic. Both are pretty heavy set. He was moving. Oh my, he was moving like a taller Draymond Green, if that makes sense. Like the way he was bringing the ball up and what he was doing was crazy. Now I don't think he's gonna get a lot of playing time next year. He might in spots, but you have guys on this roster, even in the summer league roster, like Nolan Trayor, 13 points, Igor Demon, 8 points. Drew Timmy's here. I don't know. Drew Timmy was still trying to be an NBA player. Interesting. Um, Ben Saroff, who 3 points. I'm looking at all these names, and I'm not fully convinced Danny Wolf's gonna get a chance this year. But if you just put him in at the end of games or like at the end of quarters and just tell him to like work on his skill and bring up the ball and like get used to being physical with your guys, with your opponents and everything, I think it could work out. I mean, there's been a lot of controversy that he's not even an NBA player. He's just like tall, and he's just therefore you just play basketball because you're tall. Um, I don't know how I feel about Danny Wolf, but that one clip made me look into this game. So shout out Danny Wolf. Um, let's move on to what would be the primetime summer league game. Everybody was like talking about this like it was an NBA playoff game, like Bronny James versus Cooper Flag. It did not end up being that. The Dallas Mavericks got the win in a close game, 87 to the Los Angeles Lakers, 85. Um, I'm gonna break it to you guys right now. Um, Bronny James sucked and Cooper Flag sucked. They both were pretty bad. Um, on the bright side, both of them really good defense. They were guarding each other at times. Um, I liked Bronny James' defense a lot. I think that was one of his biggest positives coming into the draft last year and throughout the course of last year in the regular season was his defense. 8 points on the game, 2 assists, no steals or blocks recorded. Um, two assists, 2 rebounds, 1 of 6 from 3, 2 of 8 from field goal. Made his first 2 shots and then couldn't buy a shot. Um, this picture in front of you was the picture of the night and the play of the night where he bodied up Cooper Flag. He looked, Bronny James looked really sturdy. He looked really good defensively. He could hold his own. Now there's a double sided thing to this where you can say, well, he just bodied up a rookie that's never played an NBA game. He just got out of college. It doesn't really mean anything. And there's the other side of it where you could say, well, Cooper's the number 1 pick, and Cooper should be able to get past Bronny, who really hasn't done anything in the NBA. Who really isn't an NBA player, who's just hanging on because of his name. Maybe this year he can prove that to be different. But either way you look at it, it's like, well, if Cooper should have done something, and Bronny was the problem because he couldn't, that's a positive for Bronny. And this may be a wake-up call for Cooper to be like, yo, these NBA players don't play around. Bronny might just be hanging on, but he's a legit player, at least on the defensive end, So you got to respect that. Other guys for this Lakers team, Dalton Knecht, 15, Cole Swindler, 22, the big scores for that Laker team. And for this Dallas Mavericks team, again, Cooper Flag kind of sucked. I really liked him on the defensive end. 3 steals, 1 block, 10 points. What was this? 2 fouls, 1 turnover, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He played 32 minutes. He had a great dunk. He had some really tough layups. He had some really bad layups too. He had some good blocks. And I think the biggest thing that I noticed in this game and what I theorized was he was bringing up the ball a lot. He was making the decisions for the summer league team. Now, will that be the same come training camp, come preseason, come regular season? I don't know. I said if Kyrie's gonna be out and you bring in a guy like D'Angelo Russell, which they did, who's more of a shooter, not so much of a distributor. He's very selfish, D'Angelo Russell. If you put the ball in Cooper's hands and let him play point forward and let him do his thing a little bit and make those mistakes, I think that's something very positive to hold on to, especially in your rookie year, that this team is going to trust you to make those decisions. And I think, to be quite honest, this is a problem for a lot of rookies. You just dribble into traffic sometimes, and you think your spot's there when it isn't. The door closes, essentially. That's what Bronny James did a bunch. But I I, I genuinely want to know what he's going to be on this team, on the real team. Because you're the number 1 pick. You should get a lot of looks. You should be involved offensively. Defensively is where he's going to hang his hat a lot. I saw a lot of not just physical defense, but smart defense, stuff that you can't really teach. Just the natural feel for the game on the defensive end was really good. Um, Ball watching, but not ball watching too much, being aware of where the ball is when it went out of somebody's hands, when somebody knocked it away, when somebody else got a poke. He was there. He always had the ball. And I'm not saying so much I need him diving on the floor, I need him poking at loose balls. I just need him to be aware. I think that's the best thing about Cooper is that he's aware. And he was hard on himself when he was talking in the post game. He was like, this is one of my worst games ever. 5 for 21, 0 threes made. He took 5 of them. Missed a free throw too. So you look at that stuff and you say, well, this is a bad game. I think there's a lot of positives to take away. He hasn't really played competitive basketball in the last couple months. This is his first taste of it. I don't know how much of Summer League he's going to play. The top picks usually play a couple games to begin with, and then they, what's it called? Sit on the bench, maybe play an extra game or two, and then they get their rest because they deserve the rest. There's a bunch going on from when the tournament ends to the draft process to was it the combine to the actual draft day to coming to summer league is a lot. So I think the general thought is that you let them play the first couple games of summer league, give them some rest, and then come training camp, that's when you start playing again. The other name that was huge last night that went undrafted, Ryan Nembhard. brother of Andrew Nemhard Jr. 21 points, 1 of 3 from three, 8 of 14. This guy was a baller. He was balling out, balling out. I loved everything I saw from him. He plays a little bit like his brother, but maybe slightly better. Maybe, maybe I'm bugging a little bit. Right, Andrew Nemhard's gonna have a lot of chances with Tyrese Halliburton next year to show that he's really good and can sustain what he did last year and into the playoffs. But Ryan Nemhard, if Ryan Nemhard gets a spot on the Dallas Mavericks, that it might be scary. I'm gonna say something crazy. I would rather see Ryan Nemhard start than D'Angelo Russell on this Dallas Mavericks team. Just let just let him start. See what he can do. See what he can do. you know. Um, but yeah, that's it for this game. Nothing else really. I mean, um, Julian Reese, brother of Angel Reese, was did not play in this game. He's on the Lakers. Um, Darius Baisley, shout out Darius Baisley, still trying to make his way in the league. 8 points, 3 assists, 11 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. If the Lakers have a spot, I would try to use on Darius Baisley or Cole Swindler. Those two guys are fighting for the spots, I think, right now. I don't even know if they have a spot. Um, and the last game, a quick one here. San Antonio Spurs versus the Philadelphia 76ers. I had this on in the background, I had the volume off, so I caught some of it, and then I watched the highlights of this game. The guy that stuck out the most to me as a defensive guy, Carter Bryant, their draft pick. He had 3 steals, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 5 points, um, only 2 fouls. Did not play the best offensively, but defensively, he was a monster. He was incredible, and if he gets any sort of playing time and gets to, again, like I said, with Cooper and Bronny and everything, to actually play and actually get those minutes and actually get a feel for the game and the speed and the physicality at the NBA level, he already has all the physical tools. And he has the communicative tools because he was talking on defense in summer league. Guys don't really do that. He was taking the initiative to call out things, to point out things to other players on the team. Really good stuff for Carter Bryant. Really impressive. I'm gonna try to watch more of these games that he's in because, man, if he's gonna be a 3 block, 1 steal guy this whole summer league, he might get some real playing time next year because the Spurs have been looking for like a real forward because they have guys like Keldon Johnson, they have guys that like score, but I think the identity of this regular season Spurs team is going to be defense, and if Carter Bryant's involved in that, man, oh man. Um, the big score for the Spurs, David Jones Garcia, 24 points, 4 steals, 3 assists, 5 rebounds, 4 of 5 from three, 9 of 12 overall from field goal. Really good stuff. Um, on the Sixers side, I was not impressed at all. Adem Bona, 6 points. Justin Edwards, 6 points. Jalen Hood-Schifino, 0 points. Uh, it's not looking good for Jalen Hood-Schifino. He might be out of the league. Um, let's see here. Anybody else? Um, nothing's popping out to me, man. Where's that? Dominic Barlow, 8. Um, yeah, nobody's really popping out to me. VJ Edgecombe did not play. I was hoping he would play. He did not. Um, yeah, and I think that's it. I just wanted to hop on here, talk about Summer League. I wanted to talk about because they said Summer League was starting, and then it was freaking. I always forget there's Utah Summer League. There's the California Classic Summer League. Some of these teams start a little bit earlier than others. Um, in their process of doing Summer League, and some of the other teams just show up to Vegas Summer League, and I was confused because I always forget they do that. And then Vegas Summer League started, and I was like, oh, let's talk about it and let some games be played, and here we are. So there'll be some Summer League coverage um, all summer, at least the next couple weeks, next month, and then we'll get into the real slow season. But obviously, there's always NBA stuff going on. Happy there are games going on for these young guys. There'll be more WNBA stuff on the channel. Um, there'll be a video this weekend. And yeah, all that good stuff. So if you like what I say, like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time. Cheers.